You honestly got to be obsessed with something. In order to get results in anything in your life, you have to be obsessed with it. If you're not obsessed with something, you're only going to put in half of the effort or less than what you can really put in. Any athlete who has become successful, any Olympic athlete or any MMA fighter, any martial artist, whatever, they have become famous and successful because they were obsessed with their craft. They were absolutely obsessed with the training, with the art. They like from morning till night. They were just obsessed with whatever they were trying to focus on. And it's not just sports. It can go into any aspect too. Anyone that has become successful, like any business has become successful, like Microsoft or Apple or Tesla or whatever. The only reason why these companies have become successful and the people that started it was because they were obsessed with what they were doing. Anyone who has gotten a very ripped physique or some sort of physique that they've always wanted, the reason why they got it was because of the fact that they were obsessed with it. Arnold Schwarzenegger was obsessed with working out when he was younger. He was obsessed with it. He would eat, sleep, eat and sleep weightlifting. His entire thought process was about weights, like everything. He was just completely obsessed with the weights. And that's how you got to be in your life whenever you're trying to pursue something. A majority of us, when it gets uncomfortable or when we're working towards a goal or something and it becomes hard or we're not seeing the results that we want, we kind of step back a little bit and we kind of focus on something else or we try something else. And a lot of the times we're genuinely not obsessed or truly passionate about what we're doing. And that's okay. That's a sign that maybe there's something else out there that you should be looking for. But whatever you are looking for, whatever you find that you enjoy, make sure that you're obsessed with it. Make sure you live and breathe whatever that you're trying to do in life. If you're trying to become a writer, if you're trying to write a book, the only way you're going to finish writing that book and the only way you're going to have put good content into that story is if you are absolutely 100% fully committed. 100% commitment is 100% obsession, right? That's how it works. You have to have this mentality. All of us have to have this mentality where whatever we're doing, we need to put in 100% commitment in. A lot of us, we put maybe 10% or 10% commitment into one thing, and then the rest of the other stuff are just distraction. Maybe a lot of us want to start up some sort of side business where we're making some passive income, and maybe we do this on the side, but we are not truly, truly, truly obsessed with it, because in order to be obsessed with something, you have to put in a lot of time and effort into whatever you're doing. And you also got to love it. You also got to enjoy it. You got to enjoy the bad side of it too, not just the positives. You got to enjoy failing. You got to enjoy the hardship. You got to enjoy these things, because if you don't look at it in an optimistic perspective, you're going to see it as a loss. You're going to see it as, oh my God, you know what, F it. But instead, if you were to think of it optimistically, if you were suffering, you're lost, you're going through some sort of problem in whatever task you're trying to achieve, you'll see it as a learning opportunity. Oh, I can maybe learn something from this. That's how you should do it. For me personally, I am obsessed with the gym. I am absolutely obsessed with fitness in general, ever since I was younger. Ever since I was in high school, I have been obsessed with working out. And because of the fact that I've been obsessed with working out, I was able to get certain results and the physique that I wanted. Of course, there's always room for growth. And I went through a lot of hardship during that process. Sometimes I was lazy. Sometimes I was sick. Sometimes there were months where I wasn't getting any results, especially in my strength training routine. And I was about to give up. But I realized that consistency is key and that I have to be able to become obsessed with this art, right? And by I mean obsession, I don't mean something in a negative manner, right? Because obsession can also be, some people can maybe see it as something that's like not a very positive thing. Oh, I'm obsessed with that person. I'm not talking about people. I'm not talking about your hobby or whatever craft that you're trying to pursue. You got to be obsessed with it in order to see results, right? Commitment is key to anything. You have to stay 100% committed to whatever you're trying to do. I'm trying to stay committed to this YouTube channel. I'm trying to stay committed to my fitness regimen. I'm trying to stay committed to many other things, but it requires a certain level of obsession. You're obsessed with trying to get to a certain point. You know, you're obsessed with the process less so than the actual results. You're obsessed with the process. Like for me, I'm obsessed with learning how to make good content for a YouTube video, putting the right thumbnail, the right description, edit the video correctly. I'm obsessed with that. I'm obsessed with learning different methods of working out in the gym. Oh, I want to learn powerlifting, or I want to learn a different technique for deadlifting, or a different technique for bench press. I gotta be obsessed with the process. I gotta be obsessed with learning. It comes down to also being obsessed with learning. You have to be absolutely obsessed with constantly trying to improve, because the world has a plethora of information and knowledge out there for you to learn. Like, what are you doing just sitting there and not learning anything? You gotta be able to learn something and become obsessed with whatever you're doing in order to get to the next level in your life. If you want to become a somebody, if you want to become someone that's seen in society, if that's something that you want to do, you have to be obsessed with whatever you're trying to do. It could be anything. It could be drawing. If you're obsessed with drawing, learn different methods of drawing. Draw different things. Try to level up your skill set. If you're obsessed with video games, maybe learn how to Twitch, learn how to stream your content. Be obsessed with the industry of video games. Be obsessed with it. Look at it at a bigger perspective, right? Because with obsession, when you're obsessed with something that you enjoy, you start looking at different avenues. You start expanding your mindset. And obsession, being obsessed or being 100% committed to something, gives you valuable opportunity to learn something, that school cannot teach you. If you're obsessed with school, which I've rarely ever heard of, some people are, I guess, I don't know. You're not really, I don't know. I mean, it's good that you're obsessed with something in a good way. You're obsessed with getting good grades. Oh, I want to keep getting good grades, but when you get a bad grade, it starts affecting you, right? But anyways, the point is, guys, we gotta be able to stay committed to whatever we're doing, even if we're not getting the results that we want, because the process is where the learning lies, and it's a journey, man. It's the journey of going through the process, right? Not worrying so much about the output. The output will come eventually if you're obsessed with something long enough, right? The results will show eventually, but it doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen the next week. It doesn't happen the next month. Very rarely it does, but it doesn't. It tends to not. It can take years and years of dedication and obsession in order to actually see results. But you shouldn't worry so much about the results. You should worry more about the process, and you should also embrace the failure. Embrace the failures, bro. A lot of people that I know that have businesses and stuff, the only reason why they're successful is because they failed at so many other attempts. They failed at so many other types of businesses, but the thing is, they learned it and they were obsessed with trying to get better. They were obsessed with being self-employed. They were obsessed with this idea of being their own boss. And this obsession, it spreads into your mind, right? It spreads into your mind to a point where no one can stop you. Nobody can stop you from achieving your goals. No one can stop you from seeking your purpose in life and what you want to do in your life, right? Obsession is not a negative thing, right? Depending on the context, right? You gotta be 100% committed. That's it. Stick to one thing, stay committed to it, keep going, whether it's sports, video games, drawing, design, graphic design, starting a YouTube channel, cooking, reading, becoming a writer. Become obsessed with it because it gives you an opportunity to learn stuff, right? Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope this video resonated with you. See you next time.